So I have this story along with kind of inexperience with relationships, man, all the way through college. Man, being chubby and overweight really does a number on you, and ADHD with nobody wanting to be your friend really does a number on you. I mean, I had friends in high school, but um, so which is good. I did not have friends, but everything before then I didn't have friends. And I changed high school in the middle because of the situation with my dad. Um, so that was hard. I lost all of my friends the middle, end of sophomore year. So my junior and senior year, I moved back in with my mom, and my older brothers were a year older than me, so I became friends with their friends, sort of. Never really felt a part of that, so never really had good friends like in the last few years of high school. So that was kind of bad. So I did lose weight. I got like a girlfriend for like 3 weeks. I was in football team, and I was on the football team, and I got a girlfriend. I lost weight, and then I got a girlfriend, which is stupid, but whatever. Doesn't help your self-esteem. Oh, you lose weight, now people want to date you. Like, that great. That makes you feel super good. Anyway, so I got this girlfriend. We didn't really date though. Not really date. We just hung out, and we did some stuff one night, and it's not like I went too far or anything like that. I think everything was normal. Um, Probably weren't ready to take that step, but we did, and I remember in the middle she told me to stop, and I did. Um, and we ended it there. But I remember the next day at school, and I think I've mentioned this, but it just kind of goes in with my next story. But the next day at school, like, she told a friend, and the friend came up and told me that like I had raped her, or not raped her, but like went too far, and I'm like, no, I stopped. She said to stop, I stopped. That was kind of a freak out moment for me because like I didn't feel like I did anything wrong there because I did stop when she said to stop. So um, uh, I feel like the thing was too early in our relationship, though. I mean, we broke up that day, but I mean, I guess in her mind, like we didn't have sex or anything. So I mean, yeah, like I don't know if she'd done that stuff before. I hadn't done that stuff either. So I kind of didn't know what I was doing, but I just remember that she had told me to stop, and I stopped. Um, but I still feel bad for it. Like, I don't know. I was accused of doing something or of going too far, and I didn't, you know? And not according to how we communicated, but maybe, I don't know. Frustrating. That was my first experience, though, with a relationship, with dating, with anything, and that's how it ended there. My second one was funny. I get to college. I still not too heavy yet, although I gained back weight. Just wait. But I remember getting to college, and my first night there, I this girl called to our dorm. We ended up talking for a few hours. I remember us um, setting up a time to actually go on a date. This was going to be my first date, I think. But I remember her wanting to meet up, and we met up. And before the date, so this is a day before the date, we had planned the date a few days ahead, and we met up before then. And I remember her jumping on me and kissing me and sticking her tongue down my throat unwantedly. I don't know. I wasn't super attracted to this girl. Like, I think I wanted to date her, but I wasn't ready for that. So maybe that's how the other girl felt. But I wasn't able to say stop, right? So I did pull away nicely, like, hey, whatever. But what happened was, is the next day I was freaking out because I have to go on this date. We were gonna go see this long movie, and I was afraid she was just gonna attack me. So, so we were in like a commons room at college, and I remember this other girl coming over. We were playing cards, me and this girl, and I'm just, how do I get out of this? We're gonna go on this date in a few minutes, and how do I get out of this? Well, this other girl came over and she started chatting us up, and I was actually, she had the same name as this other girl, but I was more attracted to this new girl, and I'm like, oh, please save me. Hey, you want to come to a movie with us? So I was panicky. I was terrible, inexperienced. I don't know what I was doing, but we ended up going, all three of us. So I'm sitting in the middle in this movie theater, and it was like a long Lord of the Rings movie, right? It was like 3 hours long. And I'm sitting there in between these two girls, and I'm more attracted to the new one. Maybe I just, and how douchebaggy. I feel terrible about this, but like, I remember the other girl that made out with me and put her tongue down my throat. I remember her starting to hold my hand like 15 minutes into the movie because I was talking to both of them. So she started holding my hand, and the other girl that I liked with the same name, she started she started laughing because she felt like she knew what was going on. So she kept chatting me up, and I, it gets fuzzy, but I remember, um, like, mind you, this is like the first date of my life. So, and I'm with two girls, and I don't know what to do. I'm like freaking out, but I end up, and I don't even know how to explain how this happened, but it ends up where I'm like giving like light massages to both of the girls, like on their shoulders, because I was giving one to the one that I liked, and then the one that I didn't like, that's sitting there holding my hand, noticed that I was doing that to the other girl, so she got mad, and then she made me do it to her, and I just didn't know what to do. Like, it's not like I felt cool or anything. I was like about to pee my pants here. I was freaking out, and rightly so. I mean, I knew that something was wrong here, and that I was being a douchebag. And that this is what it felt like to be a douchebag, and I wasn't really enjoying it. So what happened afterwards is I ended up becoming a boyfriend to the girl that I liked, but I had to spend the next 12 hours, like the next 3 days, talking to the girl I didn't like, apologizing to her because of everything that happened, of leading her on, and I'm like, and all I could think about was you, you stuck your tongue down my throat, and I didn't reciprocate. I just didn't want it. But how could I tell her no, right? How could I tell anybody no? I've never been on a date before, really. I had this girlfriend in high school that wasn't really a girlfriend, and all I remember was being accused of assault. That I felt like I don't think really happened, because it was consensual until she said no, and then I stopped. So I don't know, like, that's all that was my experience up until that point, and that's where all of my relationships are based on, or these two experiences. I dated this girl for this new girl for a while, and then she broke up with me, and so I'd just been broken up twice with. Both of them were just not great experiences to base my ability to have relationships with people off of. Um, I don't know, and I feel terrible. I still feel bad about those things today, and I don't think I've let them go. And I feel like those two experiences, and being overweight and how that's affected whether I was in a relationship or not, sorry, have just really stuck with me. The girl that I did get, that I liked, that I got in a relationship with, I was thin at the beginning of the semester, and I gained a lot of weight, and then she broke up with me, and I don't know if that was the full reason, but I can't help but think it's the reason. And so every time I get chubby, I'm just like, well, time to be alone. Nobody likes me. I can't have friends, really. So I go on the inside, and I just self implode. Wow, all of that sounds terrible. But yeah, so that was the basis of my relationship. That and, 10 hours of pornography a day, for many years during my youth. I'm sure I'm not in a real great condition as a person.